Good evening. My name is Doug Smelser. I'm the band director at Brickland High School and St. Thomas Middle School. I'd like to welcome you to the 2017 Middle School Fall Band Concert. Would you please rise for the national anthem?
Me neither. It just heads.
Thank you very much. We're pretty crowded, so if you have some empty seats, make sure that you raise your hand. We have a few extras up here. I know it says band, but we didn't need to use all of them. There's also some empty seats over here, and then right behind the 8th grade band. If you're looking for seats, everybody be comfortable. So again, I'd like to welcome you. This is our middle school fall band concert. A couple ground rules here. If you're going to use your phones, please put them on mute, parents. We want you to take pictures in those videos, but we don't want them going off in the middle of our performance. Also, as a reminder to the students, not only are you getting a grade for being here, part of your grade is your behavior throughout the night. Just to remind, like the things that we've been working on, and be courteous to the other bands that are playing. Our opening act tonight is not a middle school band, it's the Herculaneum High School Jazz Band. We're going to play two jazz standards for you. Our first one is a song that was made famous by Frank Sinatra. This is Fly Me to the Moon. Thank you very much. We featured on the tenor saxophone, senior Kathy Begard. Let's give her another hand. Again, we're just playing two numbers for you tonight, just to give the middle schoolers just a little taste of some of the high school stuff. We got two things that we're going to play for in December, but one thing that everybody can go to is we're having our high school winter concert December 17th at 3 o'clock, and the jazz band and the high school country band are going to be there, and the high school band's going to be playing a lot longer, so we encourage everybody to come out for that. Our last high school number for tonight is an old Fats Waller tune. He was a piano player, called Ain't Misbehavin'. It's going to feature a number of people throughout the band. I'll introduce them after they play. So this is Ain't Misbehavin'. We featured on the drum set Miss Ariel Prince. On the Dixieland Quartet, we had Dylan Meese, Jordan Mauser, Devin Morton, and Kathy Begard. And on the baritone saxophone, Mr. Nathaniel Banks. And let's hear it for the Herculean High School Jazz Band. We're just going to have a real quick set change so we can prepare for the actual middle school concert. So just give us 1 second.
Anyway, you just get paid like a substitute, so it's not all the responsibility.
I don't know. I'm not sure. No, I don't think that would work out so well in the morning.
Okay, thank you for waiting for the set change. I do have one thing to say. I'd like to thank Miss Meany and Miss Lewis for all their help this week. We had a crazy morning, so I really appreciate them letting the kids get out of their non-bank classes to get ready. Also like to thank Miss Bader and Miss Donnelly for their help with the programs. We do have one correction, and it's totally my fault. I would like to make sure that you know that Alyssa Smith on alto saxophone is in the 6th grade band. Somehow in the transition of all our lists, her name got left off. Tomorrow I'll tell Miss Donnelly to make up a new program and we can print it for the family. So I really apologize for that. Well, the band that we just heard had kids in it. This is their 7th year. That was their 7th year of band. Now we go back. This is a band that only got their instruments back in September. So we're going to play us a few things from our method book that we've been working on. Okay, so they're really nervous. This is their first band concert. So the first one we're going to do is number 14 in the book, Rolling Along. The next one we have is a medley. It is going to feature a medley of hot cross buns with Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So the next one we have is a two-parter. You're going to hear two different lines played at the same time. And then the book is a duet, but the title of it is called Split Decision. Okay. Our next one is the band classic, Lightly Row. Okay, we have one more for you before we go on. Just remember that they only started back in September. I told the kids, even to be average on an instrument takes a lot of work. All right? I always tell my beginners, the people that have the most fun in band are the ones that are doing the most work because they can play most of the things that I get them. So if you get past that first semester, then they kind of get used to what the band program is all about, and we encourage them to stay in the band. 6th grade parents, you're going to be getting a letter from me just giving you kind of an update about the first semester. Okay? Our last one that we have in the book, it's entitled A Mozart Melody, but everybody else knows it as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's our process reversal. It's our reversible talks. So,
We're getting two things right. it's only half the beer party job. Good job.
It's how.
I keep telling him,
Oh.
you better get a good job. It doesn't change. This is what I'm doing. Also, when he actually gets old enough to be able to buy these things, he'd rather have a good job.
Sounds good, buddy.
Obstacle or plateau in your life, like you're ready to buy yourself something designer or like expensive.
That's what I do.
Where do I order my I can order something and have
No, you don't get one.
You'll find out when you first get your job, it'll take you a week and a half to work long enough to scale the force. Just that. And you'll have nothing to do except just behind that. And you'll be like, oh, fly, I want to buy something like that, but I want to do all these other things. Where are they? Lives in the
Oh, I see.
I see him favor if he's a smooth.
And thank you for waiting. Our next middle school band is the 7th grade band. This is their second year of playing. We have 3 songs for you. The first one is an overture. It's got 2 parts to it. This is entitled First Festival. Thank you. Our next number is a little bit different. The composer was inspired by a nature documentary that he watched about the peregrine falcon. So he took that idea, and this piece is entitled Rise of the Falcon. The last seventh grade number that we have takes the melody of When the Saints Go Marching In and kind of takes that melody and every section of the band gets a solo. This is entitled When the Band Goes Marching In.
Oh, why did you wearing that pants?
You go, Caitlin?
Get a worse than good khakis. Did it.
I see Emily.
He's wearing.
I see Emily.
Yeah. Did he not have any khakis?
I see Emily.
I'm a young
Right.
Black. It's black? Black goes with everything, actually.
That's what I saw.
No, he's making fun of it.
Because he's wearing joggers whenever he can wear black khakis, because that's where everybody else is wearing. Everybody else is wearing black khakis, and he's wearing, like, blue joggers. You don't want... Huh? No, they didn't yet.
I'm gonna say real.
What?
It's the only one you remember the name of.
No. Jason. Denny. Otto.
No, you just don't. You just don't remember. Call them wrong names.
True. They look the same. Jason Gilmore. Hold on. Man, I have my guess somewhere. True, but he's still good on He's good on because he gives me and also he's he honestly says if the boiler's out and nobody's using it, drive it until it's dead. And he also like brings out texting and I'm like, oh, can I draw this? I instruct
All right, thank you for waiting one more time. This is the last band of the evening. This is our 8th grade band. They're in their 3rd year of playing. We have 3 numbers for you. The first one is by a really good friend of mine, a local Missouri composer, Joseph Pappas. This is a piece entitled Jamestown.
I
Before we go on, I'd like to recognize a few people. Back in October, we had about 6 or 7 of our middle school band kids. They auditioned for what's called the East Central All-District Middle School Band. Our music district in this part of the state is about 28 schools. So went to Jefferson High School, and I think there was about over 450 7th and 8th graders auditioned for 100 spots in the band. So it was very, with the amount of people that auditioned, not a lot of people made it. But we're lucky enough that 2 people earned a spot in the band in percussion. We have Rebecca Garrett. And on the flute, we have Paige Drennan. And last week I think it was last week, and they went to Jefferson High School again, and they rehearsed with the band, and they gave a concert that night. So we're very happy that they got into that. We've got some other honor bands that are going to be happening throughout the year. The conference honor band is February 22nd. Hopefully we'll get some 7th and 8th graders in that. And then in April at Jefferson College, hopefully we'll get some kids in the 6th grade honor band. So there's a couple extra things for the kids to do. I also want to recognize somebody that's helping us out until we get some kids switched over. But you notice the last 2 bands has had somebody that is not in middle school, but helping us out tonight on the tuba is Elijah Garrett. Thank you, Elijah. Our next piece is our longest piece. It's also our most challenging piece. It's got a lot of starts and stops in different sections. This is entitled Flight. What's it called again? Oh, Flight from the Hills. I always said 4. Flight from the Hills. Thank you very much. I'm going to remind my 6th and 7th graders that the concert is not over and that to be polite to the band that is playing on the stage. We have one more for you. During the day, we don't have the luxury of playing or having a jazz band, so what I try to do with my kids is try to incorporate during the day. So we're going to end the night with it's actually a jazz band chart arranged for full band. So you notice we've got some, one of our French horn players is going to go over to the piano, we've got some different percussion. So this is a piece entitled Drum Time, and with a title like that, it is going to feature a lot of the percussion. You're also going to see some saxophone solos when they stand up, so hope you enjoy this. This is called Drum Time. Let's hear it for the percussion section. Little evolution of the piano. Percussion. Overall. Thank you very much. Let's have another hand for the 6th grade band and their debut concert. And a hand for the 7th grade band. They've long since left and they're over at play practice, some of them the high school jazz bands. And another hand for our 8th grade band. A couple of things before we go tonight. I'd like to thank you for your support of your children and your education. Music and getting involved in school is the best thing they can do. The band kids, 6 through 12, are the kids that do everything else in school, so we encourage them to do all the activities at school and just keep them active in everything, and they can still do all the other activities at school and still be in band. If you walk in the first hour band at high school, 90% of that group does something else on campus, but music is still a part of their daily life. So make sure that it's part of your students' lives, okay? Also, make sure that the kids bring their instruments to school tomorrow. We are having a test. It's called Do You Have Your Instrument? Because we are going on to the next thing, okay? I will send letters home before the end of the semester telling you the dates for the spring. And also the cookie dough will be in by December. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. Thank you and have a good night. Thank you. I'm just going to use this. Concert's over.